investigation. We're not have any questions on Saturday night, out of respect for that. We'll take any questions you might have on Illinois or any football-related questions you have for Xavier Henderson and Payton Thorne. These two will be the players available today. So I'll take any questions you might have.
Xavier, you guys have faced some pretty good backs this year. Minnesota, obviously Michigan. But the kid you're going to face this Saturday may be the best of the three. Talk about him and what you've seen on film.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, we've faced some pretty good backs. This kid, he does a really good job of being patient. You know, I think the one thing about this kid, he kind of is real patient at the line, and then his jump cut ability and his vision, I think, is why he's got the numbers he does and why he's up for the accolades that he has. So, good test for us this weekend.
So then what's the approach as far as facing him?
It's playing sound fundamental football. We talk about setting an edge and building a wall up front, and then we got to do a good job at the back end of leveraging, because he will jump cut and try to get outside. So we got to do a good job of back end of leveraging and tackling.
You could call Brown a potential Heisman hopeful, maybe sort of the same like Blake Forum and the same conversation. How beneficial is it for your defense to be able to go up against a back like Forum and then right next, after it, Brown?
Yeah.
How much does that help with
Yeah.
the proximity?
Yeah, I think that does play a part in playing a dude like Corum last week, and I think Corum definitely had got better from last year. I think we saw that Saturday night. And we got to do a better job as a defense of tackling, honestly, wrapping up and tackling. And Corum is a good back, and Brown's also a good back. Somewhat similar of play style, but different sizes, a little bit differences. So, but you're right. Playing Corum does have, a good effect on us going forward and getting to play a big opponent like Brown.
I'm wondering for both of you guys, as leaders of this team coming out of Saturday, how do you use both the result of the game and everything else that transpired? How do you keep it as a galvanizing moment rather than letting it maybe be something that you guys haven't had to deal with? You talked a lot about not being pulled apart. How do you use that moving forward as leaders?
Yeah, obviously, it's a unique situation. Obviously, the season hasn't gone how we had hoped and how we had planned, but we're all we got in the room. No one's coming in to help us. No one's coming in to save us. And so it's all of us. Moving forward together. And if we decide to start separating, it'll all unravel, and nothing good will happen for anybody. So we're focused on sticking together, moving forward, and we've talked about that, about how pretty much just what I just said. But in order for anything good to happen, moving forward, we got to stay together. Nothing good is going to come from guys going and doing their own thing and saying forget this, I'm done. That's not going to do any good for anybody. So we're moving forward. Like you guys have been talking about, we're playing a good team. They have a very good running back, very good defense, very talented team. So that's where our focus is at.
Xavier, as a follow-up to that, how important is leadership right now?
Yeah, big time. It's crucial, but it's also something we've been trying to work on in the off season. I think I've said this before in a press conference, but I don't know if you guys remember seeing us in those pools, like over the winter and stuff like that. And those are all like leadership exercises. So like Payton said, a unique situation. But we got to stick together as a team. And when your back's against the wall, I was trying to tell these young guys this. I've been in positions. I went 7-6 my first 2 years here, but there was no quit in those dudes. There was some real Spartan dogs on the team, real leaders like Kari Willis, Joe Bacci, and so they understood that we weren't in the position when I was younger that they wanted to be in, but those guys didn't care. Those guys love playing football. So I think the love of the game and the leadership on the team is going to keep pushing forward. We got 4 games left that we can take advantage of, starting with a good opponent this week in Illinois.
Xavier, you've been around a long time at this point. All the stuff that comes with the rivalry, is that game worth it? You know what I mean? It's a protected rivalry. All the stuff that's in the Twitter sphere, all the pressure that comes with it, all the Is that game worth the fuss?
I think as players it is, you know, all the fuss is for the external, the people not playing in the game, you know what I mean? Shoot, the game might be more stressful on people watching it than it is on the actual players, you know. It's football at the end of the day, and rivalry games are fun to play in. I was blessed to be able to play in, had a big time rivalry in high school, and just playing in games like that, you know, it's, sometimes the social media in the world we live in now makes it a little difficult, especially for us kids that use it so much. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a lesson that you got to learn. You got to grow up. You know what I mean? Life's not lived on social media, so we just try to enjoy the times we got on the field, win or lose, honestly. And you know, after a loss like that, we got to pick ourselves up and go play the next game.
I was wondering what both you guys, what Mel's message was to you yesterday. You said you started with addressing Saturday and then moving forward.
Yeah, you know, we addressed Saturday. You know, we talked about that, and you know, that's between our team and our coaches. And then moving forward, you know, like we've been talking about, you know, we're playing a good opponent. You know, the world's not stopping for us or for anybody. So, you know, we got the same amount of days to get ready for this game that we do all the other ones. So, our plan is the same. We'll tweak some things based off of, you know, some different, situations on the team for practice this week or for a game plan, you know. And we're getting ready to play a very good team. You know, Illinois' defense is outstanding, ranked number 1 in the country in multiple categories. And, you know, like you guys have been talking about, they have a very, very talented running back who also leads the country in a lot of categories. So we don't have time to be thinking about anything other than them and the task at hand, which is, you know, going to Illinois and playing our best football.
We have time for a couple more.
Mel's talked a lot about the full 60 minutes. And it feels like, at least offensively, recently we'll see stretches of good play in like the third quarter the other night, not as much. I know it's been an issue for a while. Can you point to some of the things that are keeping you guys from that? And then I'm also wondering about play calls and your freedom to change play calls, like some of those 4th down calls. Do you see things, or you have the freedom to change those if you want, and if you can think back to those moments the other night?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I look at our offense, and right now we're not executing at a high enough level, not at all. Second half especially, you know, we talked about that on Saturday night after the game. You look back in the film, and it makes you, you know, it's really disappointing, to be honest with you. You look back on the mental errors. You know, half the time it wasn't even physical stuff. It's like mental. It's like, what are we doing, you know? And that's not one guy. That's as a unit, you know. And we're all, you know, in it together, you know. So we all have to hold each other accountable or find a way to push through that. In a game like that, you can't have those. You know, it's not going to work. And we're hanging our defense out to dry. We had 6 plays in the third quarter. You know, that's terrible. That's not acceptable. And like I said on Saturday, our defense played their butts off, held them to field goals all night, and you know, we didn't do enough to put ourselves in a situation to be in a fight in the fourth quarter. And like, you know, in terms of the 4th downs calls, the first one, you know, we were trying to run the ball and pound it up in there to get 1 yard, and then you know, the second one I had an opportunity to just go with a sneak, and you know, I didn't do that, so that's on me. But then there's, you know, in terms of change of plays, you know, coach has given me the freedom to do that at times. You know, I check quite a few plays in the run game. In the pass game, I've checked plays before. You know, there's one play in particular I go back on that I really wish I would have checked in that series of 4 plays in the red zone in the second quarter. And so I regret that. But, you know, in terms of checking stuff, you know, me and coach have to be on the same page with that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's
Is that
that.
4th down call one where you look back and go, maybe I should have just
Yeah.
sneak or whatever? You know?
Yeah, I should went with a sneak there, and then you know, if I had checked the play 2 plays before to a throw, when I saw the matchup I had, we wouldn't have even been in that situation. I don't think they had one of their guys who doesn't play corner guarding Jaden out in space, and you know, I thought about it for a second, but I thought, you know, I think it was 2nd down. So I thought, you know, we'll just run this one, and you know, we still got 2 downs to get it, and that was dumb. I should have just checked it and let him make a play.
Payton, everything was going so well a year ago. With everything that's happened, how much of this is a life lesson
You know, you're either sitting on top of the world or the world is sitting on top of you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a lesson. You know, I'm a man of faith. I consider myself a man of faith, and you know, in times like this isn't the first time that I've faced adversity in my life, or things aren't going how I wanted them to, and I kind of look back on those times and just was looking back and saying, why is this happening? I believe everything happens for a reason, and so what we're going through right now, or what we've gone through, I truly believe it happens for a reason, for each and every one of us. And for me, I look at that in my life, and what is this here to teach me? Not why is this happening to me? So clearly, God's speaking to each and every one of us. God's speaking to me, I feel like, in this situation, and I'm here to learn something from it. And this will definitely be something I can look back on later in my life if we treat it the right way and we attack it still. And I know X isn't going to quit. I'm not going to quit. Our team is not a team of quitters, so we're not going to quit. And that'll be a lesson that we can hang our hat on, and eventually you look back on. You can teach your kids about that. You can tell your kids about that one day. So there's definitely lessons to be learned.
Defensively, Payton, is Illinois, because Bilmo was at Wisconsin, do they have a little bit of a Wisconsin feel with their defense from what you've seen on film?
Well, he wasn't there, anytime that I've been here at Wisconsin, so I don't know how much of the stuff he did at Wisconsin is still at Wisconsin. Maybe it is. I don't really know, to be honest. But I wouldn't say it's got a Wisconsin feel. I think their defenses are actually, fairly different.
So then what do you see out of their defense?
Yeah, they got good athletes. They have, according to some publication, they have the #1 ranked corner in the country. He's a good player. They have their other corners very good too, and they have another guy who plays who's also talented. They have good technique up front. They're physical. They don't play a ton of different fronts, and they really don't play a ton of different coverages. They're just really good at what they do. They got a safety who flies around, and then they got a defensive lineman who's having a heck of a season too. So they play well together. They're fast, and they're just playing good football right now. They're playing sound football. They're holding guys to low yardages and obviously low points. They lead the country in total points, or total defense and total points. So they're a good defense, and we're gonna have to play well. But at the same time, I'm confident in the guys that are lining up next to me, that that we can go out there and try to make some plays.
We're gonna wrap it up here with Matt.
I just want to ask about, I talked to Mel this a little bit yesterday. Does it feel like the last couple of games defensively, things have started to turn around? You guys are getting healthier. You're back, Jacob's back, some other guys are coming back. Is it just a matter of you guys getting healthier, or are you seeing certain areas where you guys are just kind of slowly getting better each week?
Yeah. Now, would y'all say, does it look to you guys like we're getting better out there?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Right. Yeah, we feel good about our progress so far. We know we're not where we need to be. So yeah, it's a part of us getting healthy is part of it. But I think we're just we're understanding what we can do, what we're good at. You know what I mean? I think our corners are playing a lot better. I think Chuck played a really good game this past Saturday. And I think we're just playing with more confidence, especially in the back end. So it feels good, but we know we're not where we need to be. We're gonna keep working to make strides to be better and be the best we can be this weekend and in the game after that and in the final 4 games.
All right, thanks guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, I appreciate your patience today. I know we're a little bit late getting started, so thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
You guys.